Okay, we got the Bartling barrel turned around in the machine. So now we are working on the muzzle. As per usual, we're going to part off about an inch here to just ensure that we get a nice fresh bore, fresh good rifling to work with. So the first thing to do is part this off. All right, so there we go. Got that parted. Shut down here. And we're going to face that off, get that nipple cut right off. Be the next step. Okay, let's, I'm just going to cut this nipple, face it clean just so I can get an indicator in there properly. Okay, it's got a nice clean face there. So yeah, by no means is that the final crown or anything. That's just going to allow me to get an indicator in there without fighting a burr and things like that. In fact, I think I'll chamfer that just real quick too. Just a quick little chamfer to break off that possible burr that's there. Okay, now we've got the barrel pulled out enough to do the threading operation and enough to be able to articulate that alignment. So we're grabbing the back end of the barrel with the spider, four-jaw chuck up here obviously, so we're just going to align it just like we did with the breech section. But just like the breech end, we're going to use a four-jaw chuck to get this aligned here. 1/10,000th of an inch indicator here. Kind of loosen and tighten in the jaws until we're getting aligned. It's pretty close there. We're not going to crank down too hard on this. So there's pretty good there. Now let's check this other section and use the spider to sort of get that into alignment. So there we go. Sorry that wasn't focused. I'm bad. But we can get that a little closer, I think, but super close there. Okay, we are dialed in. We're ready to go here. Check one more time. Check one more time. Oh yeah, we're good, baby. All right, so this barrel is now aligned. Let's get to work on this muzzle. We're going to give it some 5/8 threads, target crown. So yeah, let's get this crown cut first, and then we will thread it up. Okay, one more final finishing pass. And there we go. Nice target crown cut. Perfectly concentric, perfectly aligned with the bore. Take that first pass and set a 0 on my ARO. If we're getting any chatter, I can move that live center in, but I'd rather not. Okay. We'll just take real light cuts here. Only got 100 thousandths to take off, so no big deal. And yeah, it's cutting nice. I don't think I need a live center or nothing on there. Don't want to disturb the steel any more than we have to. All right, let's see where we're at here. Get my hand in the way. 629. All right, so let's take 5 off. And that should put us just under. Just under where we want to be for this thread, this major diameter. And you saw there's no ghost pass going on, so we're, despite the fact that I got 3 inches sticking out here, well, maybe 2, it's not, still machining really nice. So there we go, 623, we'll round up to 624 thousandths, so that's perfect. We're just under the 5/8 decimal size. Okay, so now, I don't know what device my customer's using. I hate to do it, but I think I'm going to have to put a relief cut in here, because if he uses something that doesn't have a relief built into the device, he'll never get this to thread on. So in these situations, I'm going to have to do a relief. If that affects anything in terms of negatively affecting accuracy, we can always go in and bore out rifling. So we just come in with a boring bar and just bore it out past this, and that usually solves the problem. It's actually always solved the problem. I've only had that happen like maybe once in my day, but it is possible. Usually with like 30 cal or bigger, 338, stuff like that, with barrels like this, you may disturb the rifling enough to have to do that. 7mm, probably not. I've never had that issue with a 7. It was only, I think it was that 338 one that I built a while ago, years ago. Guy was having flyers and weird problems. So we chalked it up to the disturbance in the rifling from the pressure, and that fixed it right up. One little added bonus you get with a relief like this when it's properly cut to the miner is you can set your 0 to that, because you know that's where the thread's going to end. So we'll go ahead and do that. Bonus. All right, now we'll cut just a slight chamfer. Touch off. And take that first pass. Alrighty, that looks good. Let's verify. Verify we're at 24 TPI. Yep, that's 24. Okay, let's do it. That's the ticket. All the way on, little clearance. I'm not cutting any more out of that. That's good. Now we'll do some cleanups. I gotta square up the shoulder and deburr, kind of polish a little bit here and there, stuff like that. All right, guys, how you like that? Guys and gals. Accuracy crown. And a perfectly threaded muzzle. You know, for ultimate accuracy with absolutely no take out any variables. I don't really particularly like threading the muzzle. But that being said, if you do it properly, you usually don't have any problems. This is perfectly aligned bore, so the crown is straight, the threads are straight with the bore, concentric with the bore, and the shoulder. So accuracy, muzzle work, perfection. So the level of detail, level of attention to detail and quality you're going to get with us here at Accurate Rifles and Restorations. You can see it's not pulling, there's no burr, it's burr free. So there's no snagging of anything. So if a Q-tip comes out with no strands left over, it's certainly not going to do any damage to the bullet jacket as it leaves the muzzle there. So got 11-degree target crown here, 5/8 24 threads, expertly and accurately cut. So this barrel work is now complete. Just got to get it out of the lathe, torque it onto the receiver, and test fire it. Then laser engrave the cartridge information into the shank, all that good stuff. So that's going to wrap it up for the barrel work there. And we may do a wrap up at the bench, just showing you everything. I am going to make a custom thread protector as well for this. So I'm going to shut it off here and we'll be back later.